I I
I
just
just
froze.
froze.
I
I didn't make a
Abduction
move.
case.
It gets kind of blurry what happened, but I just know that I left my house and I went to my buddy Nathan's
and I
and I
told
told
him
him
exactly
exactly what had just happened and what I saw. Because this was a
Because he said, what he said about that big. So what's that like?
1 meter.
3 foot, right?
Yeah.
And so many since doing this. I mean, since obviously covering the UFOs and aliens and stuff. So many times.
11 years ago, obviously, I don't remember everything that happened in that day, so I'm going to go into the next day. So the next night, I'm sitting in my room on my bed. It's raining.
Happy
All over my window that's about, 3-4 feet long. I just hear taps from, on every inch of that window, there was just taps going on. Which is impossible to be rain because there's a deck over my window, so there's just no way in hell that that's rain. And I immediately took off and I went back to my buddy Nathan's house. I told him what was going on, man, and we went to bed. On the third night, I'm sitting there in my bed, and I look over across the room, and then there's just this orb of light, probably about softball size.
This is fair use. We're educating the public about alien abduction. Casper site. We love you, brother.
It's an orb of light. I look over at it, see it, and it just floats off into my...
Mate, this is why people in like paranormal world they say orbs are more
Once again, I fled.
more linked than we think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. It's an idea, I suppose.
My ceiling is gone.
It's a working theory, brother.
Once again, I fled. I did not know what else to do and what I was experiencing. All I knew was to just flee and to just go find somewhere else that was safe. Now, since this is years later, I've had plenty of time to think and analyze this stuff. So what I believe happened is they initially were like, hey, buddy, we're not from here. We kind of want to do some tests. We don't know what you are. You don't know what we are. Like, let's figure out what we are. And because I fled, they had no other option but to just take me and do their tests. Because it got so bad that I left the basement. After that third night, I said, I'm not sleeping in the basement anymore. And I moved upstairs to the upstairs room that's on the outer edge of the house. So it goes room and then the outside neighbor's house, And I would move up there.
What do you think, guys? Look at his face. He's not looking at the person.
And that
He's looking at the floor.
was when the abduction started.
What?
I don't know exactly when it started. I just know that I would go into these dreams. It started out more violent, like I would be at war and in a battle. And one specific dream I remember is I woke up and I was in this arena, like gladiator style, and I'm looking around and I just see all these creatures and goblins and ghouls just all in the stands, and I don't know what's going on.
Star Wars movie, brother.
And then this teal, blob monster just falls down in front of me, boom, and a weapon spawned in my hand, and just instantly I just went boom, and just stabbed him, and it was like I had just won. I mean, the crowd went nuts. I felt like accomplished, like I had just won something, and then I'd wake up in my bed and I'd hear this sound outside my room every single time. I don't know if I can mimic it, but it just sounded like a saucer. It was just like this.
Mate, that is freaky, man. I think what's freaking me out more... Oh, man, I've got chicken on my head. I think what's freaking me out more...
He doesn't look
is
believable.
how uncomfortable the other night. The first writing said, tired trying to watch what he's going through.
And he'd be gone
after these dreams.
Let me hear that again.
And it'd be... And it'd be gone every time after these dreams. And then there was a full week straight, because then it got more sexual, because there was a full week straight where I was having wet dreams every night. I was having sex with different creatures and that were women and just different stuff.
I bet you found the three.
And I would wake up and
three jug women.
I would look at my pants and sometimes there'd be nothing, and
from that
sometimes
Arnold Schwarzenegger
it would just be
movie
wet. There would be
from
no
Mars.
actual sperm in there.
That's so funny, that movie. I loved it. Seen it 10 times.
And I didn't know what to think, but I just knew that there was just something going on, because why?
Check your behind.
Like, why am I hearing this stuff? Why am I having these dreams? You know, I was scared for myself. I didn't know what was going to happen, but, you know, as the years progressed, I realized, you know, for evolution, you know, this is amazing. You know, these creatures came down, analyzed me, figured out what I was, what I could do, you know, the different kind of things I liked and like to do.
People, please look out for the little creatures, okay?
Harvested my sperm and did whatever with life.
Take you away.
Right, so maybe it's sort of saw a new species. You tried to enter this teal.
Now years
Nice
later,
profile view here.
I'll go on to meet my uncle. Thanks to my wife, I got reconnected with my uncle Tylen. And you know, we would talk. I would tell him about this stuff, about what happened to me all those years, because we would talk about how we grew
the
up.
public on alien abductions. This is fair use, my people.
You know, and what we experienced and different things. And I told him about this, and he froze. He almost didn't even know what to say. And then he revealed to me that he was having the same experiences around the same time I was.
Ooh.
He said it would be in these sedated like dream state. But he said for him,
Casper, don't make me laugh,
he was having
brother.
sex with like whatever he wanted. Like in his mind, and he envisioned.
Oh
which was
my
like
God, it
anime
was
girls.
his uncle, my God.
That's what he told me, that he was having sex with those, and he would wake up and there would be nothing in his shorts, and he would know that he ejaculated, and he'd wake up and there would be nothing in his shorts, and it's just amazing that this could happen at the same time. And I've done my research on this stuff, and I know that what came to me, they're called the Greys.
Wet dreams.
They're
That's
not
what
a
it's
very
called.
big creature. They're only about 3 to 4 feet tall. They drive saucers, and they have a mothership, and
Oh, mate, this is freaking me out, man.
it's almost astonishing.
I don't know. He looks like a good
But it
actor.
just makes you realize,
I don't want
and
to
just know that there's just more to life
allegedly
than just what we have here on Earth. And that's why I would use the rest of my life to travel and experience as much as I can before it's all over.
Don't go to
because-
Thailand, okay? Be careful with Thailand.
Well, there's definitely.
boy, be
I'm
careful.
not going to go into what's beyond death, but
Drugs weren't a part of your life
At that
at that time?
well, at that time, you know, marijuana was playing big. It
420,
was just it was the party thing.
some
you know?
DMT maybe.
Me and the boys. That's how I grew up was smoking weed, and I know people are saying, you know, well, because I was told
Weed
that,
with
you know,
alcohol
well,
is
it
very
was just
strong,
weed,
brother.
blah, blah, blah. I haven't
By
stopped
itself
smoking
can
weed
be
since,
very
and ain't
strong,
nothing
but
like
with
that ever
alcohol,
happened
it's very
again.
powerful.
And then they wanted to try and say, well, you know, there's a possibility that, you know, you're just schizophrenic. Okay, well, schizophrenia don't just come and go. They don't just come for 6 months, and then I would have all these crazy experiences, and I would hear these sounds, and I would actually see the thing on the wall. And then, you know,
if anything, actually, when you smoke for long periods of time, you actually don't dream as much because you don't. And I'll probably get argued in the comments here, but apparently you don't. You might think that you sleep very well when you're high, but in fact you don't. You don't go into very deep sleep. And it's
very true.
It's a study shows that once people actually stop smoking cannabis, they get a lot better sleep, and they get REM sleep, and that's when they start the dreams start activating again. And you might find that if you stop cannabis, your dreams are just going wild all of a sudden for a few days.
Yeah.
So that's sort of so him smoking throughout that time sort of in my mind throws away that comment of hallucinations and stuff or just dreaming.
Yeah.
schizophrenia just goes away.
Remember that dreams can appear mostly not from smoking.
I've tried to ruled out everything.
But mostly
it's just
from
the fact that
experiencing.
I saw it on the wall as my dog was barking in the direction.
And then I
would hear the taps on the windows and then the wolves. So they tried a more like orthodox way to just be like, hey, let's just reach out and just see if he's willing to come with us and do these experiments.
And since I
wasn't, I was so scared and so fearful, they had to just take me and just sedate me and just put me in a dreamlike state. And it was so easy.
Fair use. We're educating the public on the matter of alien abductions with our friend Casper site, and he's showcasing alien abduction case, and we are educating the public. Thank you very much.
For them. Because my bed was literally right next to the wall. So it was so easy for them to just come down, pull me over, keep me in a dreamlike state as soon as I was asleep, do these experiments, whatever they wanted to do, and then just push me right back, and I would wake up and...
Is he assuming that? One looked at each other?
No, for a fact. Someone has done some research and has known that there is a sort of like UFO highway, sort of say, that goes right over Kansas City. It goes east to west across the United States. It goes right through Kansas City.
You're in a rural area, or you were in a more populated area?
I would say it was just your regular neighborhood. I mean, it was more of an elderly in the neighborhood.
No neighbors saw it, nothing like that?
No, nothing. It was just the dog. So I don't... But it was early enough in the day that nobody would have been awake. I mean, the sun had just come up and was just starting the day. It was just starting to get light out. And
so do you ever think about, what might have happened if you had decided to go with them? Because that seems to be what they wanted, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they wanted to do some kind of tests and just, figure out what a human being was. And at the time, if I had been brave enough to just stand up and just open my window and go, what is going on out here? And for just have them to say, hey, we want you to come with us and, we have tests and stuff we want to do, I would have gone.
He would have gone?
Very weird.
That I would have gone 100%. Whether
yeah, dude, let's go. Let's rock it.
not they would have brought me
groovy, let's go.
Back or not, I don't know, but I would have gone for sure.
Wow, maybe that's why they took you, because they know deep down that you're up for stuff like that, mate.
Yeah. And to think about it now, I mean, it's almost astonishing for evolution.
Yeah, we need some evidence, please.
And then to have my uncle go through the same experiences is just, it's mind-boggling, man. It's eerie. But it's not a bad. It's not a bad thing though, because I'm alive.
They weren't coming to kill you.
No, they weren't coming to kill me. I still have had a really great life, and they allowed me to achieve that, because at the time I would have gone nowhere. I would have just partied and just gone down the drain and been flushed out. But
how has that experience changed your life, your behavior? You're working
Fair use. We're educating the public. It's almost finished, guys.
I'm more daring, definitely, when it comes to traveling. This happened when I was probably 17. When I was around, because this didn't stop my life. This just added to it. Like nothing changed. It just added to it, and it just opened my mind and just allowed me to think more. Yeah. I just think it's incredible for what can happen with evolution. I know it's been about 10, 11 years.
Fair use. Thank you very much for joining us, my people. Hope you enjoyed Casper's site and this alien abduction.
Years, so I'd give it maybe another 10 years or so. And then I'm curious to see what happens, because if it is real and I do have extraterrestrial children, and they use my sperm to harvest it and recreate life and do whatever, I would really hope that those individuals wouldn't be brainwashed enough to be able to come back and try to figure out where it all started. And maybe they would come back to me and try to get, and maybe take me with them, or maybe out of their own curiosity just wanted to know what Earth was like.
Fair use. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll have a little comment from Casper.
All right, Julius. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Man, thank you for having me. I greatly appreciate it.
Fascinating. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you think he was? I think that
Cuidado.
what he thinks he saw and felt and went through, I think is legitimate, right? I think you can't deny that, yeah? Or he's just making up a story, I don't know why anybody would make up that type of story that could really just get your friends and people like that, like, hating on you or bullying you and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's very intriguing. I would like to have heard more details, but it sounds as though what he went through is more like a dream state, right? It was all a bit of a blur. So